Hello everybody and welcome to Crypto Times TV. Here we make content worth your while. A lot of people heard about Bitcoin, but there are also a lot of those who are hesitant to start using it because of the apparent complexity of the cryptocurrency. In this video, we have collected the most common questions about Bitcoin that usually come up once you get to know the basics. Number 5. Why and how long does it take for a transaction to get confirmed? After miners have included the transaction in the block, the recipient can see the new bitcoins in their account but cannot use them. They need to receive 6 confirmations of the transaction, and this will take time. The first confirmation happens when your transaction gets into a block and on the blockchain. The following confirmations appear as new blocks build up on the network. So if the creation of one block takes about 10 minutes, then 6 confirmations will be achieved in 1 hour. This mechanism cannot be viewed as convenient, but this is a technical necessity to protect the users against possible network attacks. The 6 confirmations principle ensures that the likelihood of a network breach and forgery of information about transactions is only 0.1%. For miners, even stricter rules apply. They can only use their coins after 100 confirmations. Number 4. How much does a transaction cost on the Bitcoin network? They often say that transactional fees are extremely high with Bitcoin, but let's take a closer look at it. At the end of June 2018, a transfer of 48,500 Bitcoin was recorded, which amounted to $280 million at the time, and a commission of only 4 cents was paid for this tremendously large sum. But at the time of this video, the average commission paid is 50 to 60 cents, according to bitinfocharts.com. How is this possible? All broadcasted transactions end up in the mempool, short for memory pool, where they stay until miners include them in a block. But miners get quite selective at times, so they choose the transactions with highest fees. Therefore, the less the user pays for the transfer, the more likely that their transaction will be left stuck on the mempool. Luckily, Bitcoin wallets have a feature that suggests an amount of fee calculated based on the workload of the network. This way, you can be sure that the transaction will be promptly processed. But in case you want to speed up your transaction or slow it down, you can increase or decrease the commission rate at your discretion. Question number 3. What if there's not enough Bitcoin for everybody? The supply of Bitcoin is limited, and there are a total of 21 million Bitcoin. To date, more than 17 million Bitcoin have been mined, which is over 80% of the supply. At the same time, according to the findings of various studies, an estimated amount of 4 to 6 million Bitcoin are unavailable because their owners have lost access to their wallets for various reasons. So it doesn't mean that there will be not enough Bitcoin for everyone. Fortunately, this is not true. Each Bitcoin is made up of 100 million smaller units that are called Satoshi, after the creator of the first cryptocurrency. You can buy, sell, or spend 1/10th, 100th, 1000th, or even smaller fractions of Bitcoin. Now, this is a question that a lot of people are anxious about. Is it possible to cancel a transaction? Dealing with centralized payment systems, it's no big deal when you make a mistake. For example, when you enter the wrong amount of funds to transfer or selected the wrong recipient, you can easily contact the support service with a request to cancel the transaction. Not quite so with cryptocurrencies, because it doesn't work this way here. Bitcoin can give us independence from banks and other financial institutions, but at the same time it takes away freedom to be careless with your finance. You become responsible for the safety of your funds, and on the Bitcoin network, no one can block your account or cancel a broadcasted transaction. That said, there have been cases when, due to an incorrectly entered address, a user sent Bitcoin to the account of the bankrupt Mt. Gox exchange, so sending miners a way too generous fee. So before broadcasting any transaction to the Bitcoin network, you need to check and double-check the recipient's address, the transfer amount, and the amount of fee, because you won't be able to reverse your transaction. And finally, this is the question we get more often than any other. What happens after all coins have been mined? The Bitcoin network is supported by the miners who process the transactions, including them in blocks and confirming them. Miners also receive a reward in the form of new coins for this job. Today, the reward for one block is 12.5 Bitcoins, and it is halved every 210,000 blocks, which is approximately every 4 years. So by 2040, almost all Bitcoins will have been mined, and the miners will need about 100 years to create the remaining coins. In addition to the new Bitcoins, the miners receive fees for processed transactions. It is believed that by the time issuing of new Bitcoin stops, the price and popularity will have grown so much that just fees alone will suffice for mining to be profitable. This was top 5 questions the team of Crypto Times TV gets all the time from our friends and family. And here's a question we'd like to ask to our viewers. What is the hardest thing for you to explain about Bitcoin when you have to deal with your friends' curiosity? Or is there anything you'd like to find out more about yourself? Anyway, head right to the comment section and tell us what's on your mind. We'd love to have a discussion. That's it for now. We hope our today's episode was worth your while. And if it did, come and see us again tomorrow. Take care.